All right, drill bit, 9/32. I'm sorry, 9mm turns out to be 23/64, or in that area. So what I generally do with metal is I'd start small and you just keep drilling up till you what you want. So here goes the first hole. So I center punch this thing, and I'm gonna try to find it with the drill bit so I don't walk this, which I'm not sure if it's big enough. There we go. Okay, there's one. Now I go up a couple of sizes, do another one, kind of hone that out a little bit. Okay, and now the final one, which this will be plenty of room for wires and whatnot. Okay, so now what I do is I have this handy deburring tool, and we'll deburr the outside of this so you don't have any high metal, and we'll do the same for the inside. So that's pretty smooth. And then the inside, I think I have to get like so. And work that around in there. I might even get a file and just run it around in there to make sure. See if I can get in there with a small file and not scratch my tank or anything. And obviously I'll be pulling, I can do that now. But, okay, looks pretty clean, feels smooth. I just want to make sure that this transition in here, in case the wires lay in here, will not be slowly cut away with all the vibrations from the bike. And again, when I do all the wiring, I'll put some extra heat shrink from the terminal down, maybe an inch or so, to make that radius. But yeah, so there we go. And then this will, the switch will just cover that whole hole, like so. And you won't see any of that. And inside you can see I have plenty of room for cables. So we'll do a ground on each one and solder those together. And then we'll solder the ends of the whatever. I think this side I'm going to put actually the 3 switch, because I want to have high beam and horn and blinker. So the other side will just be start and blinker, like so. Okay. Okay, so on with the wiring. I drilled the holes. You can see here, it's all kind of, one side is done. So I soldered the ends and then I screw them in. So this is what I did here is I did all my grounds. So if you look in there, you have all your grounds. These are momentary, so it doesn't matter which one. And then I will then take the according wires here. So yellow, for instance, will be my lowest one for turn signal. So I'll put yellow down at the bottom. I'm going to solder the end of this so it stays nice and tight, and then it'll be screwed into the bottom there. And I've run all the wires, so I wanted to kind of one wire coming out of here, but I can't because my bar end blinkers are in here. So I have to run the blinkers down to the M unit, and then the buttons, which will hook up and tell with the M button, which I have inside the bar, will then relay that signal that, hey, I just pushed the blinker button and it goes through there, through the one wire, which is this wire, which goes to the M unit, and it'll tell it what to do. So long story short, a little bit tedious, a little bit, I don't know, somewhat of an anxiety, but I ran everything through the center hole, so I'll have a nice bundle coming out of here, out of the bottom of the bar, pretty close to to the mount, and it should look pretty clean still. I think it'll look really awesome, but you won't really see the big wire harness going down. But that'll all go to my grounds, and I grounded each switch so you can see. Then I'll have a ground here, which these will all be soldered together, and then these three switches, the headlight, high beam, and turn signal and horn will all be this in here, and then that'll all be shoved inside there. I gave myself a little bit of extra, but the M button sits about here. And then I'll put these bar and mirrors in, and my Moto Gadget blinkers will be inside there. Then I got to run my grounds, make sure I have all my grounds. And as you can see here, what I've run are these cool little terminal blocks. So I've got, this is my ground block, and I can just run those two lines down here, or put them into one with a heavier gauge to make sure I have proper ground, and pop it in there. And that'll be it. And then this will all be cleaned up eventually with some wire loom. Probably go to Revival again and get some nice heavier duty. They have kind of a nice loom that'll clip over, not like your home plastic half stuff. So anyway, long story short, it's coming together. Feeling pretty confident about it. I'm going to test my switches out in a minute. I'm just going to put my meter on it and push it and see if I get some continuity, and then put it on, wire it to the unit, and put gas in the tank and see what happens. That might be the next one, or I'll just probably show you guys a video on the programming part. Apparently, I got to hook it up in the horn. You go through the horn, blah, blah. Anyway, we'll get to that later. Right now, I'm just going to try to finish this up tonight and see if I can get the bars back on the bike. All right, take care. Goodbye.